Okay, everybody, we're back again. Second free webinar out of three. It's now Wednesday, and we're looking at, I think, a very pretty positive future. We see a rising Bitcoin. We made a nice move today, and I see a lot of our altcoins who are about to break out or already did. And yeah, I'm expecting a lot from the coming days. If we're gonna look at, no, I want to start with something else first, because I was really surprised, or I saw some people mentioning on Twitter also that I am pumping my coins or shilling my coins. And a very good example was Ardor, which I called this morning. Those people who think that I want to shill my own bags, please know that I'm presenting you about 30 coins, and I myself, I'm in, I think, 10, 15 coins. Yeah, it's towards 15, I think. So, and still there are coins I won't call, which I won't discuss today, because they are just not interesting at the moment. And I'm not going to try to shield them to you. And when I look at Ardor, for instance, when I made a call here, and then a huge FOMO candle came. I think there is a possibility, or probably sure, because I see it a lot, that a lot of this candle is because I call it. But I'm not calling it because I know that you will buy it. No, I'm calling it because I look at the total pattern and I see it over here hovering around. And for me, I could almost smell it, that it was about to explode. And that's why I call it. Looking at other indicators, I was pretty sure this would break out. And normally, when I say about to break out, I always advise you to buy after the breakout, and that's after a correction. And you can see now that there is coming a correction, and it wouldn't be strange when this correction goes all the way back down to this line. And all the people who foam within here, they might get scared here, but I'm not, because I know that when I see the pattern coming, what is coming here, it's probably going to be a bullish pattern. Then I'm sure that it will go up again, because I think Ardor will rise much more, and I have to enter some people into the room, give them entrance. But look at this. This is why I gave the call. It's not because I want to pump my bags, because I know when I pump my bags, that will be only for 1 or 2%, and the price will fall back. And if I do that for 4 or 5 times, maybe it works for me, and then I can have a little profit of 2, 3%, 4, 5% maybe. But when it falls back, you guys won't trust me anymore. And I'm calling it because I see this potential. I'm not calling for this little shitty candle. I'm calling for this. And that's why I say buy after the breakout. And if yeah, that's more or less what I wanted to say, because about that FOMO after when I do a call, it also surprised me many times that those candles rise. But just look back to my beginning on Twitter. That was the beginning of August, my tweets are still the same, and I'm absolutely not trying to pump for a little percentage. I'm not doing that, and that's what I also said earlier this week in the previous webinar. I'm not picking only coins with small volume and low market cap because they are too easy to shill, and I see many other people doing that. They have 15, 20, 25,000 followers, and they pick a very small coin, they buy it, and they wait and they wait, and maybe they buy more. Then suddenly they see a good pattern, and then they are. Is there a problem with the chart? I'm looking at other charts. You too? Okay, so there's nothing wrong here. So I'm not picking small coins and shilling them into my followers because it's very easy to pump them, but I don't like that way of working, and I just pick coins which are very promising with good fundamentals, and they have some sort of volume and reasonable volume, and coins with 10, 15 Bitcoin volume, I don't look at it. They are just, for me, they are not interesting because it's very hard to give there a good technical analysis. So that's why I don't do them. Everybody's complaining about seeing Bitcoin. Well, let's go to Bitcoin. Can you see my mouse hovering over the screen? Okay. Maybe I just shouldn't watch in the chat. Bitcoin, well, not much changed compared to last Tuesday or last Monday. We're still in the same channel. What changed is that we are continuing the uptrend which I showed on Monday, and I think I also already said Monday this is important level. That's the previous stop from here, and you see that we already bounced off it, but we are getting closer and closer. It looks to me that we are gonna crack it today, tomorrow. Might be very well possible that we're doing one more correction to here and then go. But I'm still very bullish, and I still think that that we're going up. Not much more to say about Bitcoin. I think it's looking very good to me. That's why I played a little song in the beginning, pump it up. It's not because I want to pump coins, but I think there's gonna be pumped a lot when Bitcoin breaks out here. I think we'll see a lot of coins going. Let's take this list. What I explained last Monday, I always look at some bigger coins before looking in, so to get a good view of the market. And that for me is that always Ethereum, Litecoin, and we see more or less the same here. The previous high, maybe it's this is previous high, and it's very close for getting there. And I think it will blast through pretty soon. And then what I explained Monday, expecting it to go to here, to this zone. And from there maybe correction and then up. Litecoin the same. Yeah, it already broke. This is looking much better. even. Yeah. Nice candle here and continuation. This is a trend reversal pattern. I can explain why. Whoop. You see a steep rise here, and then this is an impulsive move. Then you see a corrective up move, but these candles are much smaller than this one. This, although, is a good one, but this is for me a sign that we will get a correction. Maybe only till here, till this line, and go up again. But I would be very surprised if this breaks out to the upside now. Some smaller coins. 8x. 8x had good news. You can see that I was aiming for this buy zone. And then there was some cooperation. There was some news this morning, and then it spiked up. But look at this. This was the up channel. You see, this is almost the same. It's the same principle as this. Yeah. You see that it broke out here to the downside. First, I thought this could be a buy zone. I didn't buy. I missed this one, and then bounced off this trend line. And this is what I always say: you have a breakout, then a correction, and the retest of the previous channel. It fails, going back down. And I was expecting this buy zone, and it didn't get there because of the news. But look at here. It also bounced off this trend line again, and that might mean that it's going down again. Let me see how that looks. Yeah. Now, this might be correction then further up, and that we just had bad luck missing our buying zone. Looking at this pattern now, this might go up. You see, if this breaks here, then it could make very good moves. You see how small. This is just all the beginning. This is more or less bottomed out, and this can easily go. Can go very hard and high. Because yeah, there was news. They published it this morning, and that's a good sign because they are working on development, and that's also always a good sign for me that I won't get distracted from sudden dumps or something. If I have the feeling that there is a good team behind it, then I'm very easygoing, and then I have a good trust in it. ARK is tanking more than I expected, but also this is a corrective move for me, and I talked about it with the people in my training room yesterday night. We were looking. They said, "Wow, it's breaking out to the downside. Should we sell?" And I said, "Well, no, this is not a breakout for me, because this is a long corrective move, small candles, and only going down, and more or less a coincidence. There is a trend line maybe. Although I see this that it touched again here, but I'm still looking to the upside. We'll need some. Maybe we'll get it now. Trend reversal. Yes. Although it's on the 15, I would have preferred to see this on the 1 hour, but this looks like a trend reversal over here building up now, and it might go back in the channel. Basic attention token. Yeah, pennant the channel. What I would say is bullish. It made an A, B, C correction, and I'm expecting that it goes up with a breakout. This is breakout and retest and consolidation, and looks to me that this is going up again. Let me see bigger picture. Then you can see it's also the same as many orders. It's all looks like if we are at the beginning of some big movements. You see, it was bottoming out here and broke out. I bought here somewhere. It broke out, retest of the channel, and it also touched my blue box. And now, yeah, a bit of delay it looks like, and it might go up again. Or well, I'm pretty sure that this is going up. Deckard, you remember Deckard Monday, as we were talking about, and it was about here somewhere. And I said that I made a mistake, that I accidentally sold it, but not gonna buy it back here because the downward risk. And look at this. It went down from about 95 to 85, 87 now. This could be a movement to the upside, but I just let it go. It's not interesting for me at the moment because the upside potential is not that big. It's from 90 to 120, and there are so many other good chances right now that I'll skip this one. And once it, I'll look again when it's over here. It might do this again and then go, or it goes here. Let me check. This is the daily. I'm just looking at the indicators. Yeah, it might be that it's going. So when you're not in, check over here when it's closing into this trend line. Maybe it's a good chance to hop in when it's breaking out. And like I said, right now, for me it's not interesting to go to jump in because it might go now a bit more down and then up, or from here down, and it's only interesting for me when it's breaking out here. Axlis is more or less the same pattern which I showed in Litecoin and ADX. It's loss of momentum. You have a steep rise and then smaller candles, still going up, but much smaller candles. What is for me a sign that it will correct. I don't think this correction will be that big. Maybe this is already enough, and that it goes up now. For all these kind of coins, I'm very bullish. Most of them, I expect them to go. AIM made a nice move yesterday and the day before. I think I mentioned it in the webinar Monday around here. Or here, maybe here. Yeah, it was here. I said to you guys, this is going up for sure. And it went up. How much is it? Yeah, look at this, 55%. It's very nice, and it's doing a correction. And I have a very nice example. Last night I spoke about this area with the guys in my training room, and one guy was a bit disappointed because he sold it at 61, about here. And he said, yeah, and it went up much higher. Um, and I told him that I have the opinion that you never. It's an illusion to sell always on the top and to buy at the bottom. Forget it. If you will never get that. You can try to get as close as possible, but in my opinion, you should think that take a target in your head. Think about a target and think that if it reaches the target, you're satisfied, and then you can always look if it's running a bit more. But profit is profit, and many times it is correcting because the guy who sold told me that he sold because of the RSI was above 80. It was overbought, and actually that's a very good argumentation to sell. Many times, or sometimes it can go a bit more higher, what it did over here, but it's only a bit, and it's correcting because the RSI was over 80, and you can expect a correction then. How far correcting? First I thought it might go here, then I saw the bounce to here, and I thought, well, it's making a new pattern, and it might get here. Don't bother too much about this area. Just buy when it breaks out again to the upside. It's gonna make a bullish pattern, and it can break out here or here, here, or even here. Just keep an eye on this line, and because it's a bullish pattern, I'm sure it will go, or hell must break loose. But normally this is going, and this is a good chance that it gets here, but it can go more or less any moment. What I do is I put an alert on. Well, I'm already in the trade, but I might add some more when it's breaking again here. Lisk is showing a weakness, surprisingly, and this is what I already showed you Monday. It's doing nothing, more or less, in this whole area. It are small movements, a few percentages, and it looks as if it is just waiting for action from development team or from whatever. There has to be coming something, and we also discussed this one in the trading or in the training room, and people were looking and said, well, maybe it's going down because we have this pattern, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5. It can very good, but it's more or less logical to get this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would be very logical, but we know that there's a lot of news coming out for Lisk. They do a rebranding, and there is lots of news coming, and therefore I still think that this might go to the upside. And if it breaks this line, I'm gonna watch, because I'm in from here. I'm gonna watch if in what way it is breaking down. If we have more or less the same breakdown like in ARC, then I will let it go. But if you really have a hard breakdown, then I might take my profit and close the order. Monaco. Yeah, it's a bit funny. Had bad news here, like I explained on Monday. It takes some time. It might go down a bit more and or go here, but I'm pretty sure this is going again. But because there was pretty recently this bad news, this might take some weeks before development team comes with other news or something, and that's going up again. But for time being, I'm not that much interested. Neo, told you guys, Neo. I told you here to buy it, and that was Monday, about here. Yeah, I can see it on the date. It broke out here and made very nice movement. This was last night, I think, and then I thought, well, it might go back here, just like what I explained with was that the edge? No, with game. You see, more or less the same. I thought that maybe Neo was also going for a ABC correction on the 1 hour, but it broke out here. And that's why I always say this is a bullish pattern and it can break out everywhere with a good chance that it gets here. But I won't buy if it touches this box. I'm only buying when it breaks out. I already said on Monday that I think this is the target for Neo. So that's from here, it's more or less a plus 100%, because I see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see, very easy. It's there's nothing special on this kind of trades. You just have to know how the patterns work and check other indicators. But well, for me, it's very easy to detect these kind of movements, and there's not much needed. I don't need very fancy charts with all kind of indicators and nice colors and circles or Fibonacci spirals or harmonic patterns. It's all not necessary. Go back to the basics. Look at the patterns which are building on the graph, and that can be enough. Because I always look at the patterns, and that is nice because I think a lot of you are doing daily research. Am I right? Are you reading all kinds of white papers, roadmaps, Bitcoin talk, Twitter? Yeah? How many hours a day, you think? How many hours do you do? 3 hours. 3 hours. My God. Let me tell you how much I do. 0. I don't do any fundamental research, or not on Bitcoin talk or whatever. I'm watching patterns, and these kind of patterns, they are made or they exist, and I always see that my patterns are working. Well, they are not my patterns. These are the classic wave patterns. If you want to Google it and go read, there are plenty books of it. But price charts are they consist of all kinds of patterns on every time frame, and I strongly believe that these patterns predict or can predict where the price goes, and so many times I see a certain movement coming, and it's happening, and then there is news or something, and therefore it happened to me also so many times that I decided that I don't need the fundamentals. I look a bit on Twitter when I take a look at OK Cash. I didn't look at it yet. I just made this very quickly this morning. What I do is I just write this the cash tag in Twitter. Then I look a little bit around on Twitter. What is the new? Is there any news? What is the sentiment? And then I look at my patterns, and then I can pretty easily say what's going on and what will happen. And you can detect these kind of zones, and here accumulation zones. Here's a correction, deep correction, but could go much deeper. Although, if I look at this A, B, C, this should be enough. It's in the blue box. And I see here a bullish pattern coming, and this is gonna break out. When? I think between here and here, it might break out. I can be wrong, but I won't lose a trade. I won't lose money because I'm only taking this trade when it's breaking out, and the breakout is for me the confirmation that I was right with my ideas. Sure, I can be wrong, but then it's going down. But I'm not in the trade, so nothing to worry about. Only after a breakout and many times a bullish continuation pattern, then I enter the trade, and then it will go up. And don't do any research. I can't even remember when I saw a white paper or a roadmap. Try to get those to learn those wave patterns, and it will help you incredibly. Because I also don't believe in boards like Bitcoin Talk or Twitter, because everybody's talking for his own. And also in Slack, okay, Slack sometimes might be good, that when a team from a coin gives the news first in Slack, then you might be the first one to know, and then maybe you can buy some extra. And for the rest, I think I'm not going to spend my time in Slacks from teams, because there's just too much noise, and there are just too many people speaking for themselves or for their coins, which they like, and they are all hyping together their coin because it's awesome and it's going to the moon and we're going to buy Lambos. No, I'm staying out, and then I prefer to work on my own, or with my with people in my trader rooms, in my training room also, which is in my rooms there are serious people who invested because they invested in a training or in the Marketwatch. But for instance, in the training, when they invest in the training, that's for me a sign that they want to invest in themselves, and it can cost a little bit of money, but that's for me the sign that they are serious traders and they want to learn, and they don't mind sitting hours in front of the computer listening to me when I'm explaining a lot, and for me it's very positive, because I'm creating a community with serious traders who can also make the same charts, and who can pick up also calls. For instance, early this week, one of the team members, he called what is it called, WTC, Walton Coin. Well, I'm over 100% because somebody in my room gave good explanation why we should buy it. I would have never bought it. I didn't know about the coin, and that's one of the big advantages working in a small community, a serious community, instead of lurking around in all Slack communities and in Bitcoin Talk and Twitter. It's a waste of time, I think. Sorry for the side path, but we already looked a bit at OK Cash. And what I said, I see this bullish pattern. might break out pretty soon. And for me, it's pretty easy going now because I'm expecting a lot of coins, and then that's the to break out or to rise, and that's the big view I have. I don't look on the 5 minutes or the 15 minutes from one coin, and most of you will work like this. I'm not. I'm checking many coins and giving me a total view, and I'm looking at a bigger perspective, and then I know that this is very easy going. That this is going up. Omisco, I told you Monday to watch out with Omisco because it broke down to the downside. It touched the trend line here, it touched here, and back touched again here, and it came down to here. It might bounce, but for me this is just not interesting. I want to see it going back into the uptrend channel, or maybe what might happen is that there is a new pattern. Well, this is more or less still the downtrend. Let me see. Let's do this live. Yeah, this is for me still not interesting, but because it looks like it's going down again. You see 1, 2, 3 might be doing that. It's exactly what I said earlier this week. Now I make a new pattern, and this, although is a pattern what could go like this and go up from here, but this is what I said on Monday. Make something like this. This is also possible that it breaks out to the upside here, but yeah, you know, I put an alert on it, and then I'm ready to go. When it goes up, then I'm there to buy, but I'm not expecting that. That's also my philosophy. I'm not predicting the way it goes. I'm just watching patterns, and I see on these patterns that I think, well, I can expect it to go down now, but I'm alert that it could be going up. I'm not giving guarantees that this is going down. I think it's a possibility, and it looks to me as it's the most possible. But I will be alert for upside potential, which I don't see at the moment. But I don't have a crystal ball, although some of you say that I have, but I really don't have one. But I'm just looking at scenarios and thinking that I say from, well, this might go to here or here and maybe a bit more down, but it could also do this. It could also do this and then go up. And I have my alert here, and I will be there when it's going. I'm watching these lines. These are the interesting zones for me. It's not support or resistance. No, it's just that are zones for me where something interesting can happen, and then I want to be there. 10xp, we had good news last week. Was it last week? Yeah. And this is what I showed you on Monday. I said this is going up. Let's see, this is just the beginning. So much potential. If you're not in, just wait for a possible next correction and then try to get in. Don't chase candles and jump in here, because it still can go from here to here and then up. Wait for a correction to minimize your risk. Nice dude. Is there any possible to get the same proportion of graphs as you have here? I don't know what you mean with proportion. The number of graphs? You don't have it? Ted, can you answer? No, I don't know what he means. No, I mean the curves and so on, what you have. Yeah, you have to learn it. Or watch my webinars and I will share with you 4 times a week. That's also a possibility. But it's also doable to learn. Quantum resistant ledger. Yeah, this is going up. I mean, you see, oh wait, this bullish pattern. I want to, the other one is a bit more here, but I'm not that precise, as you know. Broke out, and typical, what I always say, it's doing a retest of this upline, and it broke to the upside and is now in a correction. But I thought that it might go to here. What you should do, watch this line. If it goes here, above here, buy it. This is first target, but it's going much further, I'm pretty sure. Oh. You see? What is potential? Potential to the upside is all here. People asking me for targets. I can't, yeah, this is the first target, but I can't give any reasonable target. I would say could be like here or here or here, but I don't know. That's it's just beginning now, and that could go way more higher. You mean it will be pinned? Let me see in the chat. A star. Oh, okay. You want to know how that works? Look, if you're on TradingView, you can choose trend line, trend angle, horizontal line, and then there's a star. And watch now this one, trend angle, and then click the star. It's here. You see? Then it's one of your favorites. Is that what you mean? Yeah, Bart is replying. Bart is from my, I think it's Bart from my training room, and we walked through this some lessons ago. Save exchange. Yeah, more or less the same. Going down, correcting. This was the blue box from also a very new coin. Not much history to show. For me, easy. This is correcting. This was the blue box, and it's bottoming out here in out of the blue box. It broke out here. You see, it broke out here retest, and going up again, and this is perfect, a bullish flag. And it was the alert what was just a few minutes ago on my screen. It's breaking out, and you guys better get out of this room and go buy this. I want to see you spike like Ardor. Let me see, patient theory. Oh wait, I'm gonna go back here. Oh really? Are you buying, guys? Very good. I see it moving. This is an old target from long ago, I think. This will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least. But when? I don't know. It might be going now a bit and a bit more, and because people are asking me in Twitter or TradingView, oh, when is it going to reach your target? I don't know. It can be tomorrow or it can be in 3 weeks. I don't know. And for me, it's not important. Time is not important for me. Once it is going, it's going, and then I'm not really looking at it. Only when I see coins with lots of volume, and I think that it's good to do some day trading. But normally in altcoins, I don't do a lot of day trading. It's more or less swing trading, which because I think in altcoins it's very difficult to find the bouncing areas, and it might surprise you, because many times we had it here before. Let me see, which one was it? Was it this one? No. There was a coin where I said that I was wrong with the bouncing area. No, it's not edge. Well, forget it. This one, it was quantum. This might go up from here, because like I said, we have a bullish pattern. This is a bull flag, because we're going down and correcting, and this is going up. But when, I don't know. This might, when I go to day trade and I would day trade this is very risky, because when I sell here and hoping to get back in here again, it might very well go here up and away. Patient theory, yeah, very standard. It's in a bullish pennant. It's going up. Over there is target. Let me see. Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. Can't say much more about it. It looks so easy for me, and I think for you also. This is not that very special. It's just a pennant with in a bullish mode, and just wait for the breakout, and it's going up. VIA is on my watch list, but I can't say much about it right now. I tweeted this week a article what is saying that VIA would go times 5 times 10 from this summer, and it has a target of what was mentioned in that. It was a very good article. It had a target about 140, 150. And yeah, I'm pretty much loaded on VIA, and I know that it will go in the coming weeks. There is a lot of developments, but when I look at the chart, I can tell you that much right now. It's not that exciting to show you. Come back in a few weeks and we'll be here somewhere, I think. Waves had a very good day yesterday. I told you Monday that I bought here, and we had the up move, and you also see here on a very small time frame there is already a correction. It's not a correction, it's a consolidation. If you see a smaller breakout followed with some consolidation, let me make it big. You can also buy here something like this, and then you got a more up move, and then again a corrective move, but it's bullish. This is a bullish pattern, and it's going up, and I think it's up and away. Although it's making now some correction, A, B, C, and it's already bouncing again, I think. Yeah. This might be it. This might be the maximum correction, and maybe it's going later today, tomorrow, more up. I think a lot of news is coming in the coming weeks, developments. It might go very well. Ripple was asked from some people because they saw some up movement, correct? But I'm not excited about the Ripple or this movement because I see this. Look at the bigger picture. We had a very hard pump and correction, sucker rally, more correction, a small party over here, and now we are in a trend continuation pattern, a flat. This is a flat correction, but that flat is coming from here. It's going down, correcting, so it's going down again. So what I expect is normally, let's say normally, because it can always change, but these pattern, it's a 5 legs structure, and after the fifth leg, normally it goes down. Can I get it better? Normally you get this movement. It could be that there is some development. What changes this? But normally I think this is going deeper. Look, this is where I think it's going to. Verge is a difficult coin to chart. Oh, let me see the bigger picture. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not. It went down a bit too much to make it a valid 4, but this still could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right now it's in a bullish pennant. This is gonna break out. If it's not going to break out to the upside, well, I don't worry because I'm not in. I'm only in when it's breaking out. If it falls down here, okay, goodbye. I'm gonna look for the next one. C coin. Shell was skipped. No. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll do later after this one. Zero coin. One leg up. Correction. Next leg up. Very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to be a super pro to see this. Really not. It's just easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least, and maybe a lot more. Because this is also a pretty new coin. It had some pumping, but not even that crazy much. There's a lot of developments coming from this coin, and it sounds really nice, this coin. So I'm expecting big up moves here. Somebody want to talk about his bags, so we are going back to Excel. So also in a correction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going too fast, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a correction, followed by sideways, and waiting for the breakout. We had a breakout here somewhere. That was another pattern, but it went down. This was during the China news and Bitcoin going down. All the altcoins retraced, also Excel. But Excel has a lot of attention in the market, and somehow I also have the feeling that this is going to go very hard. And don't ask me for the fundamentals because I don't know them. Maybe they are very, very bad. No, I just look at the patterns and I see a very promising pattern. What's telling me that this is going up? Very easy. This is going to break out, and it will go up. Ripple we already had. This one we had. Zero cash. It's finally moving upwards because I know a lot of people who have high expectations from this one. But it's a coin what is retracing a lot always, because I thought here was a breakout and it went back down. Here a breakout and retraced. Here a breakout, it's retraced. Now it's breaking out and now it's looking better. And it all already jumped really hard. A big spike here. This was, I think, yesterday. I heard some news on Twitter. I saw it that Barry Silbert is joining the team, or I don't know what exactly, but that means a serious business, and that there might come a lot more for Zach. I tweeted this one this morning, and I made a bit fun of it because I didn't mention a name. And I don't see here a spike like we did see in Ardor. That's pretty funny because I only showed this zone, and just to see how you react on it. And I tweeted this one together with the announcement for the webinar. And you guys didn't FOMO in on this coin. You'd better do it now because this is going times 2, times 3. There's lots of developments about this coin. There's also a lot of discussions for another trust coin. And I have no idea what you guys are all talking about, trust or trust coin. I don't care. I see this pattern and I think this is going here, at least here. And it's just on the beginning. It's showing here that we have bottomed. Come on. Hey. Yeah. You see? It was in the flat. Here, this flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit more, I think. Breaking out it might make some more correction here. This here, it might do some more correction. Hey, Bitcoin, that's a good sign. And already back. Just gonna check Bitcoin for a second. Here, it touched this line. So it's trying to go up. This is the line where I said we need to correct that line for further up moves. You see, it's doing its best, but I think it might fail now. I would be very happy when it goes, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's going a bit down and then up. There's a question about Barry Silbert. Those guys are working on another time frame than you do. That are people that have millions of coins, and they don't care when a pump is happening, because they pump when they want, and they do that in combination with news, with developments, and they don't care to sit 6 months on 1 million of a certain coin, because they will do it when the time is right, and they don't need the money from that coin to buy the food at the end of the month. They have enough money, and they can pump when the time is right. And I still think that Ethereum Classic, that there will come developments, and that the coin will get more mature for sure. We did Trust Coin, Digibyte. It's a lot of questions also always for Digibyte, but I'm not interested at all in Digibyte. This is not exciting. I remember that I called it about here 27, 28. Then I said, guys, buy Digibyte. I've never expected this. This was crazy. This was totally overhyped, and we're now in a bullish pennant, but that can go in a few days. But it can also do this. And you see, that's very easy, very quick drawing, but it's still from 370 to 250. So not exciting at the moment. There's nothing going on for me in this coin. You will have to see what is going on with the breakout, and if it's a breakout to the upside. Probably a lot of you or some here are holding it or holding it from here. Bad luck. But well, I'm just not excited about Digibyte. I was it when it was in this price range. It was in this price range for 3-4 years, and it made some pumps from 50 to 100, from 60 to 160, and then it went totally nuts doing this, and it was also in the spring. All coins went up, but this was extreme, and with some hyped news, what was not really news, and then I start to dislike such a coin. It was not the problem of the development team, because I think Digibyte has a very good development team, but I just don't like the sentiment around the coin, and then I'm not interested. Just showing to you to see that it's pretty boring right now. If you're asking for TI for Neo we already did. So you might jump in later. then you should watch the recording. It will be in a few, I think in an hour or something, it will be on YouTube. Vivix is making a ABC, and I'm waiting to see what's happening when it's coming here. Maybe something like this may come, and yeah. Wait, I'm a bit distracted because I was thinking there would come more, but I'm through my list. Are there any questions? We can do some questions. I'm not going to chart any other coins. If you have any other questions about prices or charting or money management or about the Marketwatch service I'm offering, you can do it now. I'm like I said, I'm not going to do new charts now. Just other questions are more than welcome. No, classical wave pattern is something completely different as Elliott wave pattern. I always say Elliott wave already died. It is a strategy from 90 years ago, and I follow it a bit. But Elliott wave is so complicated. What makes it also, there is every situation, there are more options, and there is always an excuse to say, I was right. And I like the simple plain stuff, and that's why I only use the labeling like Elliott wave, but not the Elliott wave strategy. I think it can be much more simple than that. Well, if you ask if Ripple is a good entry right now, I don't know. Did you check what I said? I think it's not a good entry. But that depends on your strategy. My strategy might be completely different as yours, but I just said that it might go down. And this is the zone I'm looking for. So why would I buy here when I think it's going way more low? There is, for me, no buying zone here. I think it might go here, and that is it could be a nice move for a few percentages, but for me, not interesting because if I buy here and I'm expecting a bounce here to the downside, I'm not going to buy this because the trend is down. I'm not going to buy them. I want to see a good trend reversal, and this was not sufficient for me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can see when I'm wrong. That's when it's breaking out here to the upside, and then I will buy because then there is much more room to grow. And here is a very big line for me. What is for me a break? That I say I'm not buying now. I want to see a clear sign that the downtrend is over. Let me see all the questions. Ed, will you discuss exits in your Slack group? Yes, sure. We will discuss entries, exits, signals. We'll make charts. I won't do that alone because it's just too much work. But I will have support from one or two friends and one in the background for the technical issues with website and everything. But I can't do it alone. It's just too much work. But guys who will help me, they do have the same strategy and thinking like I have. And that's only better because with more people we can do more charting. I've asked this before in Telegram, I think. Well, I don't think because I'm not that active in Telegram. How much percentage of a portfolio should be long-term and how much you should trade? Well, That's very difficult to say. That's very depending on your own risk management. I'm a guy who is willing to take lots of risk, and I'm hardly doing any long-term views, trades. I'm more swing trading. It fully depends on your own risk management, and if you want to go a bit more to the safe side, then you should do more long-term trades, and you should buy other stuff like normal stocks or gold or oil, whatever. Do you still like Trick? No, I don't like Trick. We had some nice movements in Trick over here to here, and then or from here, I think. No, it was from here. But then I noticed that I dislike the development team, how they help to hype this coin. Maybe they don't really want to do it, but it's happening, and I don't like it. And then what I saw a lot is that I heard that there was coming news for Trick, and I was looking for some entries, and then it went very much hyped. And when I see a Twitter full of Lambo messages and Moon messages, then I'm out. Then I don't want to join, because it's only hype, and what many times leads to sell on the news, and that happens in Trick a couple of times. So yeah, I don't trust it anymore. What books or courses would you recommend for learning patterns? Well, I would say for the course, not about my own course. Check my website. We do also courses to learn you this pretty simple way of charting, and we do some training in it in combination with also a trader room and a Slack community, and lots of stuff on the Drive, tutorials, pattern recognition, books, all kind of stuff to make you a better trader. That's what I can offer. On the other side, and I think that's a very good way of learning and to build a community. It's what I said before. We're building a community with serious traders who are not surfing around on Telegram on 10 pump alert groups and trying to catch a nice ride without knowing what to do. No, we are building traders who are confident, and they learn to predict what might happen in a certain coin or in a certain pattern, and all these people together, you get a very good skilled group who all have the same strategy working on, and if one person has a certain idea about a coin, they share their charts in the group, and the group talks together about it, and in that way you can tip each other and advise each other for interesting coins, but you help also each other getting better. If you want to know what kind of books, what I think is a very interesting book is Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. It's a book about how you all are getting played by the market makers and by the whales, and it's a lot about the psychology behind trading and where they trick you with stop losses and stop hunting. It gives a very great insight of how the market structures are, and it's a book about the normal stock market, But these strategies or this behavior you can see also in, or even more in crypto scene. Other books also important. There is a book. Let me see if I can find it. I have it in my drive somewhere. I'm just checking one of my other screens now. Oh. These are some books on that list. This is a very good one. Trade What You See, How to Profit from Pattern Recognition. And that's also the philosophy I use a lot. Trade what you see, not what you think. Don't think that a coin is going up, or don't think it's going down because you just think it. No. Wait till you see it going and then act on it and trade it. Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone, here it is. And if you go deeper, then you might do something with Fibonacci. These are quite funny books about very good traders. A lot about these are all more old books about the stock market, but it's always, I think, pretty interesting to read why what other people do and what they think. Understanding classic chart patterns. This one also interesting, but I have to say that those books are 500, 600, 700 pages. You really have to need to have the will to invest and your time to make something of it. Okay, guys. Link to the book. I made a photo. Yeah, okay. You can see it in the recording. This webinar will be in the in YouTube in about an hour, I think. I will post a link on Twitter, or just subscribe on YouTube, and then you will find it. So I'm gonna finish here. I want to thank you all for joining, and hope to see you on Friday or on your email when you might be interested in one of the offers I have for Marketwatch or the training group. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.